Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aiman Hakimie and we'll be discussing some of the issues that has been happening around the world. 2 years of conflict have devastated Yemen, left 18 million people in need of some kind of humanitarian assistance and created the largest food security emergency in the world. Now, that is no wonder as currently Yemen is suffering from what has been called the world's worst humanitarian crisis in the last 100 years, with many people not having the essentials that they need to survive like food, water and shelter. Now, 2/3 of Yemenis need aid. As of March 2017, an estimated 18.8 million people, 69% of Yemen population needed some kind of humanitarian or protection assistance. According to the UN Office for the Coordination of the Humanitarian Affairs, that includes 10.3 million in acute need who urgently require immediate life-saving assistance in at least one sector. Now, imagine that after 3 years, that number spiked up to 80% of the Yemen's population that required immediate assistance. World Food Programme has classified Yemen, or 7 of Yemen's 22 provinces, as being at emergency level, one step below famine on the 5-point integrated food security phase classification scale. 10 provinces are at crisis level. The World Bank estimates that the poverty rate has doubled to 62%, with public sector salaries on which about 30% of the population depend paid only irregularly. Some unfortunate situation is that people have been forced to rely on untreated water supplies and unprotected wells, placing them at risk of life-threatening illnesses. An outbreak of cholera and acute watery diarrhea was declared in October. As of March 2017, a total of 22,000 suspected cases of cholera and 103 associated deaths had been reported. Now, those affected by the outbreak and the wider conflict have struggled to get medical help. An estimated 14.8 million people lack access to basic healthcare, with 8.8 million living in severely affected areas. Only 45% of the 3,500 health facilities surveyed by the World Health Organization in November were fully functioning, and even they face severe medicine, equipment and staff shortages. Now, the issues that is happening in Yemen is not that widely seen by the world, especially the United Nations, since most likely first it is a Muslim country, and it's also a country that has been in conflict for many years, and this does not seem to be for the interest for the United Nations as that much. Therefore, we as the society needs to show more concern and awareness for what is going on in other parts of the world.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohaamad Hanafi bin Samuji. I will talk the second topic, which is Uyghur concentration camp. Who are the Uyghur in China? The Uyghur are recognized as native to the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region in northwest China. They are considered to be one of China's 55 officially recognized ethnic minorities. The Uyghur are recognized by the Chinese government only as the regional minority within a multicultural nation. So what actually happened in Uyghur? Millions of Uyghur Muslim and other ethnic minorities are being held in concentration camp in China. In this camp, they are forced to denounce themselves as Muslim, used as lab rats for human experiment, and the women are raped if they refuse to marry a Chinese Han man. This modern day genocide has been reported to have gone since 2017 with minimal media coverage. They are forced into doing inhuman amount of labor to make products which we all would use in our everyday life. And if they do not comply to the rules that are set in place by the Chinese government, they are never seen again. Do not turn a blind eye to what is going on in its inhumane and horrifying. In this slide, I have shared the link how to help. The second topic is slave trade in Libya. Who does Libya trade with? Libya main partner in 2018 were Italy, China, Spain, Germany and France. Its main suppliers were China, Turkey, Italy, South Korea and Spain. Were China, Turkey, Italy, South Korea and Spain as the percentage show according to the latest available data. How slave trade in Libya? Yes, you heard me. There is a world slave trade going on in Libya. Libya, a country in North Africa, has been selling black Africans into slavery for a little as 400 Europe. With Libya being a coastal country, it is a main transit point for refugees who are making the longest journey across the Mediterranean to Europe. As started by time, for 4 years in a row, 3,000 refugees have died while attempting the journey, with countries beginning to crack down on smugglers taking the migrants from Libya to Europe. Detention centers are being oversubscribed, making them extremely dangerous and causing the migrant to become vulnerable to slave auctioners. Women are being raped, organs being harvested and people are being killed. Why is there so little coverage of this? It needs to end. So how to help? You can click the link in the slide. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohaamad Harith and we continue to the next topic, which is Rohingya crisis. So what is the issue with Rohingya? In 2015, Rohingya refugee crisis referred to the possible displacement of Hindu and Muslim Myanmar nationals from the Arakan and Rakhine state of Myanmar to neighboring Bangladesh, Malaysia, Indonesia, Cambodia, Laos and Thailand in 2015, collectively dubbed good people by international media. So, the Rohingya, which is a Muslim group who are one of Myanmar ethnic minority, was sent fleeing in the thousands to the borders of Bangladesh in the summer of 2017 due to the deadly attack by the Myanmar army. The Rohingya were forced to flee their home after the Myanmar army began to burn down their village, attack and kill them and also rape the women. As stated by the BBC, at least 288 villages were partially or totally destroyed by fire in the northern Rakhine state after August 2017. To add more, a report published by UN investigator in August 2018 accused Myanmar military of carrying out mass killing and rape with genocidal intent. Since this horrific ethnic cleansing took place in 2017, there has been little response to this situation, both from Myanmar and the society. The Rohingya have been targeted and oppressed for years upon years, but we hear nothing of it. So we need to do better on it. So there is a link to help them, so you can check it out there. So we continue to the last topic, which is anti-BLM protester and the EDL. So what is BLM and EDL? BLM stands for Black Lives Matter. It is the civil rights group named about in response to extreme police brutality which culminated in the shooting death of 3 African American men in 2013. Organizers say the movement mission is to eradicate white supremacy and build local power to intervene in the violence inflicted on the black communities. So, EDL stands for English Defense League, which is the far-right English Defense League was formed in 2019 as various football hooligan firms coalesce under its banner. It largely focuses on what it sees as the Islamification of Britain and mainly staged street demonstrations, which have often turned to violence, often clashing with anti-fascist protesters. So, as I mentioned about anti-BLM protester and the EDL, the first thing you will think is about the incident of George Floyd death, like a few weeks ago, right? So imagine that people are actually protesting over black people wanting to be treated equally in society after 400 years of discrimination and oppression. They are more upset over a slave trader who trafficked around 80,000 black men and women into slavery back in the 60s being taken down. Then there are other black people being lynched in the broad daylight for years just because we are of a darker complexion. When the media speak about the BLM protests, they love to use the word thugs and make it know that it is black people protesting, even though there are many other races there too. However, when it comes to the actual violent anti-protest, the derogatory word used to describe the people attending are much less in use, and the color of their skin is not addressed. Like, if you still do not believe there is racism in this era, in this world, just look up the news like few months ago. Like, there's a lot of incident and event that happened about that. So like, how to stop this, like, or how to help this is just don't be racist, and we can make change together.
Doing good to others does not mean that we have to do something big for them. It does not mean that we have to travel all the way to the countries and go through what they're going through. It does not mean that we have to give up all of our wealth just to help them, or donate 1 million ringgit to give food for those in need. But doing something good for others can be as simple as giving a smile to someone. And we all know that those people need us. The children, every day they're struggling to find food, shelter, and water. And for those of us who is living an easy life, we need to do something about this. We can't keep quiet. We have to share the struggle that they're feeling right now, they're experiencing right now. So I believe that we as a community, as a society, need to do everything that we can, even if it's small, so that when all of us realize how we can play a role in this situation, then surely one day the conflicts that's happening around the world will be erased. Thank you.